Alright, so this video is going to talk about what happens if you have Gradescope initialized or tied in with a Canvas assignment. First of all, if you have Gradescope initialized or tied in or connected with a Canvas assignment, this is going to be an assignment where you have to upload your work. Okay. For most of you, this would be something like a homework assignment where you wrote out problems either from the book or questions adapted from the textbook and then need to upload your work. So first of all, I went ahead and picked on one of my courses from this semester, picked on one of the assignments that's more towards the middle of the semester, so no one submitted anything there yet, just to show you what it would look like. So first of all, I pulled up the assignment in Canvas that you can access, and depending on what course you're in and what assignment it is, you may have a bunch of the directions right here in Canvas, or like this one, you might actually have almost no directions housed in the actual assignment part of Canvas. Your final grade, once this assignment gets graded, will show up in Canvas, but it will also show up in Gradescope, and all of the grading comments that you get will only be housed over in Gradescope. So there's two main ways that you can get to Gradescope. Technically, there's a third. You can go straight to Gradescope, which is gradescope.com. I wouldn't recommend that way, though. You can go straight to Gradescope. That's the course attached to our course by clicking on the Gradescope button in the menu over here. If you're using the Canvas app, it's on that sort of initial pop-up menu that you scroll down. It would be activated if we have a Gradescope assignment. Okay. The other place that you'll see it is it'll actually be on the assignment. Now this one you can't see it yet, so let me refresh. Notice it says the tool was successfully loaded, blah, 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 reload the page to access it again. So let me go ahead and reload the page. The first time you see this assignment, you would see a button at the bottom that you have to click in order to submit your assignment. This is the same type of button you would see if the assignment was attached to WebWork, which many of you would also have WebWork assignments. And many of you also don't have WebWork assignments, but perhaps had it in a previous course, okay? But it looks the same as that if you've dealt with WebWork before. Now, you click on this button and it'll take you directly to the assignment in Gradescope that's attached to this particular assignment in Canvas. Everything is synced across the two systems. Pain in the butt to put it together on my end, but this makes it the easiest on your side, okay? So, what happens if you want to upload your file? So upload your work for whichever assignment you're looking at. Now I'm not going to actually click on this button because when you're inside of Canvas, it will take you with your current credentials over to Gradescope, which is exactly what you want. But instead, I'm going to go and jump into a test student account, and this will have issues if I actually click on that button. So this here is what you would see if you clicked on Gradescope right here over in the menu, and just takes you to the main screen inside of Gradescope where it will list all the assignments that are currently visible. Some courses, like this one that I'm using as an example, have all of their assignments that are going to be using Gradescope already initialized, and you can see it throughout the semester. Other courses, if you're not this one, you might not see very many things over in Gradescope, and that's because they're getting built as the semester progresses. So don't worry about that one way or the other. You can also rearrange these in any order you want. Personally, I prefer them rearranged by name, although it's not letting me do that. We'll do it by due date. There we go. I prefer it by name, honestly, but we went ahead and did it by due date here. You can also arrange it and put like everybody you haven't submitted at the top and the ones you have submitted at the bottom, so you don't have to worry about it, etc. Okay. Now, we came from Homework Sec 12. I'd actually submitted this one previously to right now before, and know what that tells you when you come in here. This tells you specifically, oh yeah, I'm done with that one. But what happens if you realize that you had, I don't know, something that went a little haywire, maybe you want to resubmit it, etc. In that particular case, notice what I just did. I clicked on the assignment we cared about, so this is that Homework 12. It shows you what you currently have submitted, which for me is just a blank template because I was super duper lazy when I uploaded this previously. So if you realize that, oh no, my work is missing, maybe you submitted the blank template by accident, and you say, all right, well, it's not due yet. Let me go and fix this. So you can click on resubmit right here. Or if you haven't submitted anything, this is the same window that will pop up. Now, There are 3 things to notice in this pop-up window when you're submitting things into Gradescope. 1, at the top, for some of you, not everybody and not every assignment, but for many of the assignments, you'll actually see this thing right here which says to download a copy of the actual assignment questions. Depending on which course and which assignment, this may be exactly the same PDF file that it's given to you over in Canvas proper. It may also be a typed out version of the actual questions, like if they're coming from the textbook, or it might not be given at all. Okay? Now, once you actually have all of your work, you can upload it either as a single PDF, so one PDF file, or as a bunch of images. Note, the second option with the bunch of images, which is actually written first there, is for, say, you were writing it out by hand and you're taking your phone and taking pictures of it, and you just have a whole bunch of little pictures all together that you just want to upload without making them into a nice PDF format. This will totally take all of those weird files that come out of different cameras. Okay? So either way is perfectly fine, and Gradescope does accept almost any type of file type that you can think of. Way more than what I can actually read if this was just a straight through Canvas assignment. So here I'm going to go ahead and mimic this. I don't have a bunch of little images, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull a PDF. And in this particular case, maybe we go and grab that same one. We'll upload this guy. And what happens, it'll then show you what the actual file is. It's like thumbnail previews. Now, this is the most important step in the whole entire process, and that is, tell me where your questions are. So you select a question, and then you click which page is on. Well, this one here was perhaps a bad example. There's only one page, so I'm going to select that it's on that page. Select the second problem, select that, hey, it's that same page, and then you're done. Don't forget to click submit right here. Now, what happens if you had multiple pages and maybe question 2 actually span 2 pages? That's fine. When you have the second page over here, just click both pages that question actually lives on. Now, why is this super duper important? Because when I grade it, Gradescope is only going to display the pages where you've told it that question lives. So if you don't check where the question lives in your file, I don't actually see anything for that question. Please don't have that happen to you. Why? Because on my end, it's like you just didn't write out the answer for that question. Okay. So then you hit submit. Bam, it says that it has successfully submitted, and now we are good to go. And notice you can resubmit as many times as you need until whatever the due date is. Okay? And it'll show you here now a preview of what you've actually submitted right here. Now, let me also show you how to see your grading comments. Not just your grade, which you'll see both in Gradescope and in Canvas, but comments on your submission as well. Alright, so I went in and graded that test student's submission, and now we're back. Okay, so I'm now back in the test student's homepage where they're looking over at Gradescope, and you can get here either via the assignment inside of Canvas, or once this assignment closes, you can use this menu button right over here that says Gradescope and Canvas. You'll get to this main part right here. Note the link in the individual assignment will take you straight to this assignment. The menu button on the side in Canvas will take you to where I'm currently living right here. Now let's go back to that homework 12 that I went in and just put a blank piece of paper basically. Okay, so we got a grade of 0/10. No big surprise there. There was no work, but let's see what comments were made. Okay, you click on the assignment and notice what happens here. You can see individually how you scored on each one of these questions, and it looks like none of the comments got saved. What you should be seeing here is also some comments on the pages. So here. Oh, there it is. Awesome. I just had to click. So we were on the original. Go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. I don't say go back, so I'm not going to worry about it. So here what happens, it actually shows you where the points breakdown are, and it shows any comments on the actual question itself, and it's telling us, hey, right now we're looking at question 1. Down at the bottom you can hit next question again, and this one here shows if any comments, either handwritten, I didn't put a typed in one here, handwritten, and also there's a comment over here to the side that was, hey, what's going on, and it does also show all of the points breakdown that you could potentially have there. Now, normally I'll hide it so points breakdown that aren't applicable to you aren't shown, especially if the rubric gets a little bit complicated. But sometimes you can see all of them if I forget to say hide the ones that you don't use. But you can go in and see what's going on there in Gradescope. You cannot see those comments over in Canvas because your submission really was housed over inside of Gradescope. Now, once I finish grading, what I have to do is I have to post these grades, and they'll post the grades will automatically, the number grade will automatically get sent over to Canvas, and as soon as you see the number grade get sent over to Canvas, you should be able to actually see you should be able to see all of the comments over on your actual assignment, and if not, that was just me forgetting to click on one button. But that's the crash course in terms of Gradescope and how to both upload it and then view your comments afterwards. So this is very much the reason we're using Gradescope is that it mimics what you would see, at least on like a homework set. It would mimic on what would happen if you turned in a hard copy for a homework set and I wrote all over it and gave it back to you. If you don't care about the comments, you never have to leave Canvas, but this is so you get those same sort of feedback that you would on an actual paper homework. Okay, but that is everything, or at least the main bits on Gradescope.